Skeletons are among the greatest natural beauties in this world. And the next one, the skeleton one. They're cool, they're mysterious, and they're the best things ever, and I am gonna make a list of the top 20 of them. Now, your favorite skeleton may not be on this list, but that's just because there are so many cool skeletons and not enough numbers in 1 to 20. So if your skeleton doesn't appear on this list, put it in the comments and we can all celebrate the majesty of the bones and the skeletons and the skellymans and the skellingtons and all that shit. Number 20. Rayman 2 was a great game. It had some really atmospheric moments and engrossing levels. You really felt like you didn't have any limbs. And there was this one level that had a great eeriness to it. The Cave of Bad Dreams, run by Mike Wazowski. And the skeleton I'm putting on this list is basically all of them. All the creepy skulls and skeleton hands that come out of the holes in the wall. There's something about the way they're designed that makes them so cool. It may not be an entire skeleton, but it sure is worthy to be included. Number 19. There are many games in the Castlevania series, and among them, there are too many skeletons to count. So, to alleviate my decision, I'm gonna pick just one. From all the games, the best skeleton from Castlevania, and it is, of course, I think you'd all agree, these ones. The motorbike skeletons from Castlevania 64. Now you may be thinking, what? But let me explain. These guys are incredible. The game is set in 1852, but the first motorbike was invented in 1894. These skeletons are 40 years ahead of their time. They're geniuses. Either that or they can travel in time, which is equally as amazing. The only problem is... Number 18. When I first had the idea to make a top 20 list of many cool skeletons, I realized I should probably search Google for any games where you play as a skeleton, since I always wanted a game like that. And lo and behold, there was one. A series, in fact, that goes as far back as the PlayStation 1. Why had I never heard of Medieval? I would have loved this. You play as Sir Daniel Fortescue, a dead guy, who accidentally got resurrected by an evil sorcerer, and you run around killing zombies and stuff. It's a nice simple concept, and it looks like a lot of fun. Number 17. Minecraft's pretty fun. You move cubes. But more importantly, there are skeletons in it, and not just any skeletons, skeleton archers. They used to be a very minor nuisance back in the old alpha and beta days. As long as you were moving, they couldn't hit you. But nowadays their AI has been improved significantly. They are really dangerous now if you're out in the open and preoccupied by a creeper or a flower or something. And if they catch you in the open water, you may as well just drown. They ain't letting you get to shore. Number 16. I like Dark Cloud, and you probably knew that, but I especially like the skeletons from it, mostly because they were the first skeletons in a video game that I had experienced. But I don't really care for the normal ones. They're cool and all, and they can threaten me with death, but they're kinda easy to defeat. The scaly I'm talking about is the next level up, the Master Jacket. You get introduced to this guy as like a Dance Dance Revolution mini-boss, and he's got mad skills. Oh man, this is intense. And guess what? If you fuck up once, look what happens. That guy straight up beheaded you, sliced your head clean off, and then cut to black. It's really quite cinematic. And the winner for the best executioner in this part of this video goes to... the Master Jacket! Oh, yeah. Number 15. Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones is one of my favourite from the series, and they totally should have put Ephraim in Smash Brothers. I mean, look at this guy, the main character uses a spear, and he has turquoise hair. Do we really need more blue? Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the skeletons. The Bone Walkers and Wights is what they are called. Of all the undead under the control of the Demon King, the Bone Walkers appear to be the most regular of foot soldiers. But the reason I like these guys is the same as one of the reasons I love this game. The fighting animations are awesome, especially critical hits, which, while rare, are certainly a sight to behold. What are you gonna do, bite my legs off? Oh no, that's worse! Number 14. In the early days of Disney, there were a thing called the Silly Symphonies. They were short films used to test out the new technology that they'd got their hands on. There's the technologies. But the thing is, there's skeletons involved in this next sentence. There's skeleton dance. And here it is. These guys know how to have a good time. Other skeletons be like, "Oh, I'm so sad, I never got to do all the things I wanted to do when I was alive, boo-hoo." Meanwhile, these dudes are all, Number 13. I suck at fighting games. I just can't get the hang of all the combos and the bombos and the hip slap whack chaps. I can't do it. But if there was ever a character that could convince me to learn how to play a fighting game, it would be Spinal from Killer Instinct, because he is a skeleton. Look at the style. Look at the finesse. Look at the Pete Townsend windmill. That's how you know you're dealing with a master right there. Number 12. Wander Over Yonder is a game. Wait a minute, no, it's a show! It's a show! And what does it show? It shows this. Oh, DMCA claim! Oh, fuck! Well, I'll just explain to you what it is. There's this guy called Wander, and there's this guy called Lord Hater. And they collide with attacking each other. Wander Over Yonder is a pretty sweet cartoon, and it's got a skeleton guy in it called Lord Hater. And this guy, let me tell you about this guy. Cut to me telling you about this guy. He's powerful and evil and commands an army of cute little eyeball minions. But more importantly, he hates Wander. Oh my god, fuck that guy. Kill him. Also, the animation is pretty great, and look at that jaw. Number 11. Grim Fandango is another game that I've never really played, but looking at it, it's clear that it's amazing. A point-and-click adventure game made by LucasArts, who are widely known for making some of the best point-and-click games ever, with Tim Schafer as the project leader. How could it go wrong? It didn't. The main skeleton, Manny Calavera, has a cool voice and smokes, thereby putting him high up on this list, even though I literally know nothing about him. I really should play this game. Number 10. Muppet Treasure Island is one of my favourite most movies, and the best pirate movie of all time objectively. And in this movie is the debut of Dead Tom, mighty pirate. The things this wily warrior has witnessed over his many years sailing the seven seas, the horrors he's faced, the mere mention of them would make your blood stand on end. And that's why he's dead. He didn't die. He willed himself to death, to prevent the stories from getting out. For if you were to hear those stories, you might just die of fright. But that's just my headcanon. He's a brave soul. And you should all be grateful to him. And so, I propose a toast. To Dead Tom!
Dead Tom's dead! Long John shot him!
But Dead Tom's always been dead. That's why he's called Dead Tom.
Oh.
Number 9. Dark Souls is the best game ever, and if you ask anyone, they'll tell you the reason is because of how many dead guys there are in it. And the place with the deadest of dead guys is the catacombs, where the skeletons roam. It's also where the skeletons leap and lunge and roll, and among them all, the most skeleton guy is Nito, Lord of Death, a skeleton that is made up of lots of skeletons, with a skeleton sword additionally. Not much is known about this guy, a lot of the lore around him is speculative, but one thing's for sure, he's pretty neato. Number 8.
I am skeleton jelly. 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 I am skeleton jelly.
My brain is made of tiny animals.
I am skeleton jelly. I am Skulltown jelly? No, I am skeleton jelly. I am skeleton jelly. I am skeleton jelly.
Really? Somebody was just here looking for you.
Skeleton jelly?
It said if it finds you, it will tear you into pieces and eat them.
I am getting eaten? I am skeleton eating? No, I am skeleton jelly. I am skeleton jelly. I am skeleton jelly. I am skeleton jelly.
Well met. Have a drink.
Am I drinking jelly? Am I drunk on jelly? No, I am skeleton jelly.
You are skeleton jelly. I've been looking for you.
I'm squirticle jelly. I'm squirticle jelly. I'm squirticle jelly.
Where is your skeleton?
Digested.
Do you know where you are?
Citadel City.
Far from it. If you are not careful, you will drip to the ruined ultraviolet city.
Am I careful, Jelly? I am dripping, Jelly. I'm dripping to the ruined ultraviolet city.
Number 7. Once upon a time in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, there was a mysterious entrepreneurial skeleton named Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones approached the roller coaster guy and says, "I have the blueprints for the best ever ride. Build it." And the roller coaster guy says, "Okay." And then this happened. At over 30,000 feet long, this coaster took passengers 4 years of in-game time to complete. And when it finally ended, the exit path led straight back to the entrance of the ride. Oh, Mr. Bones. You trickster, you. Number 6. The Monkey Island series is another great point-and-click adventure game series from LucasArts. It features a totally rad skeleton with the most evil face imaginable. You thought I was talking about LeChuck, didn't you? Well, you know what? LeFuck LeChuck. I'm talking about Murray. Yeah, the talking demon skull Murray. He's cool. He's got a jaw. See how effectively he intimidates this passerby without needing arms or legs.
Evil needs no arms. Watch. You, over there with the face.
Who, me?
Yes, you. I want you out of the restaurant now.
Oh, but I'm not...
Talk to the hand, mortal.
What hand?
Don't play smart with me, fleshbag. Out, out, out.
Impressive.
Number 5. Team Fortress 2 is mainly a PvP game, but in 2010 the very first boss character was created, called the Headless Headless Mormon, and the Horseless Headless Horseman. Wielding a giant axe that can kill any player in one hit, this towering pumpkin-headed skeleton is not to be fucked with. When he appears in Man Manor, he goes after everyone on both teams, killing them one by one. He targets a certain player and will only choose another after that target is dead or is out of reach. With enough damage, the Horseless Headless Horseman will die, but only for a few minutes. Despite dying to him very easily, he's very fun to fight. He's also a skeleton. Hence list. Number 4. Ray Harryhausen was a brilliant animator and visual effects artist, and was incredibly influential in the stop-motion world. If you've ever seen his work, you'd recognize it. It has that Harryhausen feel. There were 2 films that feature skeletons animated by Harryhausen, Sinbad and Jason and the Argonauts. Watching Jason and the Argonauts as a kid was one of the key moments in discovering my love for skeleton warriors. The way they move so realistically, the choreography, the fluidity of the animation, the fact that they integrate so well with the live action, honestly, it's brilliant. And man, have I got a bone for Ray Harryhausen. I tell you what, sheesh. And speaking of stop motion, number 3. Ah yes, Jack Skellington. You know, you really gotta love this guy, but I find myself unable to say much about him. I mean, you all know how the movie, he's a pumpkin king of Halloween Town, and he discovers Christmas and decides to try his hand at being Santa Claus, but fails and saves Santa and everybody's happy. The interesting thing, though, is that there's no antagonist in this movie. Not really. Jack never really has an adversary at all. He's the main man. Nobody can tell him what to do. He causes all the problems, but he fixes them too. Oogie Boogie ain't no thing either. Jack straight up kills the guy for disrespecting him. Jack's a pimp, plain and simple. Number added at the last minute. Undertale is a rad RPG where you pet dogs and mystify frogs. It's pretty fucking the best. And it's got a neat mechanic which allows you to win battles without killing anyone, and depending on whether you choose to kill or not, changes the outcome of the game, sometimes dramatically. And there are a couple of guys in this game who look like they've already been killed. Sans and Papyrus, the Skeleton Bros. Sans is a comedian, and Papyrus is hilarious without even trying. I don't want to spoil too much, so let's just say want it, buy it, have it, play it, Undertale. Undertale, Steam, money? Dog? Undertale. Number 2.
Yo, 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 yo.
Brooke is a musician, a swordsman, a pirate, and a gentleman with a heart of gold. That is, if he had a heart. Yo! Skull joke! Brooke is great. He has a big-ass afro, wields a sword cane, and sings and plays violin, and piano, and trumpet, and bass guitar, and a triangle, I suppose, if he had one. And he can run on water due to his body being so light. And he's got the saddest backstory ever. He was in a pirate crew, and he was having fun with the pirate crew, and then they met a little whale called Laboon, and then they had to go, because they were going around the world. They promised they would come back, and the whale waited, but they died. The crew died, but Brooke, he survived because he's got skeleton magic, and the whale's been waiting for 50 years. Oh, it's so sad. My eyes are filled with tears. But since I'm a skeleton, I don't have eyes anyway! Yoo! Skull joke! Again! Number 1. Now this is the big daddy. The smooth criminal. The cream of the crop. The one of these of skeletons. Besides the fact that he's a really cool and intimidating skeleton king, he's probably the reason I like skeletons in the first place. It is, of course, the Horned King. Look at his majesty. Look at his gracefulness. Look at his slow stares. He's so sure of himself and his power. If Jack Skellington's a pimp, then the Horned King would be a king. His theme music, his voice, and his evil plan to raise up an army of skeleton warriors just strike the perfect tone of foreboding, malice, and destruction, without being all goofy like Skeletor. Wait, Skeletor isn't on this list? We must rectify this immediately! Number 0.
I can't remember when I've had a more pleasant day.
And that's it. If you like this video, share it with your bonehead friends, you fucking bonehead fuck. And before I go, an honorable mention.